everybody, it's Matt, and I received a request in the comments last week for this video, so big thanks to Emily for asking me to talk about religion. This is gonna get a little heavy and a little introspective. You can't really talk lightly about religion, so strap in. I was raised Methodist. We went to church every Sunday, every Wednesday. My dad was heavily religious, my mom less so, but we all went to church as a family up until I was about 10, maybe? 9? I don't know. Around that age. But we did stop going because our church started to get really modernized and Dad didn't appreciate that, so we stopped going. Even when we went to church, I wasn't really like heavily religious, at least not to the extent that some people are today. I mean, I was a kid, and so I just kind of believed what my parents told me to believe. I never actually really thought about it. We stopped going to church when I was about in 5th grade. In 7th, 8th grade, I started to go through some really awful stuff. I was in a really low part of my life. And so I went to my friend for help. I'm like, look, I'm really struggling. What do I do? And she's like, pray about it. And so I did, and it did nothing for me. It was kind of like a desperate grab for like something, anything, and so it didn't really do anything for me, I think because I didn't want it to do anything. Because you know when you're in that really low place and you want to get help, but you can't bring yourself to want to, it's that kind of like chemical imbalance, awful thing that your brain does to you, and so that was happening to me, and so religion did not do anything for me, and I was in such a place that I took that as Jesus abandoning me. I took that as being forsaken by God, and that sounds so horrible, but that's how I felt, and I felt like I deserved it or something, and so that kind of shaped my beliefs. Fast forward a little bit, my junior year of high school, I was diagnosed with cancer. I'm a cancer survivor. And when I was going in for treatment, I was in the adolescent pediatric because I was 16. And so I was still in with like the itty bitties because they place everyone under 18 goes to the same clinic. And while I was in treatment, I saw the most horrible things happening to kids so young they can't even say their own name. There were these infants born with cancer. And what people liked to tell me when I was bald is, it's all part of God's plan. God has a plan for you. Everything happens for a reason. And I believed that for myself. I believed that I was kind of supposed to learn something from the experience. Well, I believe that now because I did learn something, so, but I'm like, what could a 1-year-old possibly learn from having cancer? What could be the reason behind that? And if they have cancer to teach their parents something, that's just cruel. And so that just did not click for me. There's no way that this benevolent being can exist and let stuff like that happen. And not to mention like war and murder and poverty and all these other awful things, but I was seeing it firsthand. I came face to face with it. And so that really kind of solidified my beliefs there at the time. After that, I took to believing in kind of what I called the sentience of the universe. Bear with me. I believed in kind of like the balance of energy. Like the universe would always find a way to balance things out. Like if you go through something really rough, that means something good is coming. Or when you're going through something really good, you should appreciate it because you don't stay at the top for long. Like, there's that lyric, big wheel keep on turning. Proud Mary keep on burning, rolling. So when you're at the top of the wheel, it keeps turning. So when you're at the top of the wheel, you need to appreciate it because it's going to be at the bottom again. When you're at the bottom of the wheel, you need to hold on because it's going to take you to the top again. So I keep that visual, and that's my belief, is there's a balance of good and evil in the world, and it finds some way to maintain. Fast forward to last week, and this is about to get really interesting. Hold on. I'm in a philosophy class, just because why not? And we were discussing arguments for and against the existence of God. Excuse me. Wow. And at first we went through like 3 or 4 different arguments for the existence of God and refutes to those arguments. And at first I was like, oh yeah, this is totally legit. Yeah, that's how it is. Yeah. But then we looked at an argument against the existence of God and the refute for that. And the argument against the existence of God is called the problem of evil. Saying exactly what I said a couple years ago is, how can the God of theism exist and evil exist in the world? And so the professor brought that up and I'm like, wait, hold on, now you've got my attention, because that's exactly what I was saying. What are you gonna say against that? And what happened next blew my effing mind. And it's basically saying that God is limited by the laws of physics. Like how we can think of running to California. I live in Georgia, by the way, so that's a really long way. You can't physically do it. And while God can conceptualize things happening, the laws of physics prevent her from making them so. We also talked about 3 attributes of God, so to speak, is she's known as being all powerful, all knowing, and all good. And there are big words for that, which, who cares? One of the things is God is all knowing, but she only knows what can possibly be known. Everything in the future is only possibilities and potential. God cannot prevent evil from happening because she doesn't know it's going to happen until it happens. She knows that it can happen, but until it happens, she can't stop it. It's like if you decide to kill a guy tomorrow. God can't stop you from killing that guy until you've already killed the guy, in which case it's too late. Because up until the moment you actually kill the dude, this is a really morbid example, it's only a possibility, and there's still an option for you to choose not to. Like, until you've made a choice, the choice is only a possibility, and so God knows that you can make that choice, but she can't stop it because it hasn't been, and I was just like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. And so now I'm kind of floundering around again. I don't really know what to believe, because that makes so much sense, and because I've never heard a logical argument like that for the existence of God. But yeah, from beginning to end, that's basically what I think of religion and how I relate to religion. The way religion relates to my gender, I don't mess with that. The God of theism loves everybody, and anybody who says that she does not believe in the God of theism. In a nutshell. So I chose to go a more interesting route with that because I didn't want this to be a 30-second video. Again, big thank you to Emily who gave me this idea down in the comments. Keep in mind that you too can give me ideas in the comments. So if you have anything, absolutely anything, it doesn't have to be related to gender or sexuality or anything at all you want me to talk about. If you like this video, please like it physically. If you want to hear more of what I have to say, subscribe. Thank you for all of my followers for sticking around. For any new followers, hey, how you doing? I hope you find $20 on the ground and that one thing you were dreading gets canceled. Until next time, I'm Matt, and I'll see you later.